We are live. Just wait for people to come in before saying hello. Yeah. Okay. We've got some analytics. Well, more Twitch stats more than anything. Still. So, start back up towards that.
Did you get a couple matches? Did you get a couple to review?
Yeah, I've got matches for us.
Okay.
So, I've got so. Might as well start. So yeah, welcome back to Langrisser Rank. By myself, Cecil H, and my guy, Arteon Sparks. We are back in there. So I'll have even more interesting games to direct my direction. Why don't you say Sparks?
Hi. I'll do my best to comment for these matches. I might be muting myself here and there, though, so I'll try to chirp in when I can.
Okay. That's a good to have. Sorry, I have some games on my just from my own inventory. On the friends page. So, also here. Alabama. Alabama. See. Gotta run at the game. Whale as well. Another hacky attack pusher. This is probably the only guy I consider on the same level as me for Avia. This is the only other person who hasn't had to come to film us on how to so. See, understanding player since season. Cecil H. Playoffs for a few seasons now. One. So, left we have Master Captain, Balabar, standard, not quite standard, but Langrisser Sparks, everything fine. So, side of it, so it's quite chokes, Bankroll, Dragon, sure, see. Got some assassins as well, like Asgard, Pepsi, like Sherry. Standard. Elmer, like Cecil H. Elmer. Thanks to the Piper. Hello there, kid. Okay, it's the captain. Also played two tanks. I want to call it standard tank, which is a lot of the trade units here. Probably doesn't make sense to run two tanks, but have a lot. So you can also see a IBC. Personally, not a fan of the IBC, because it has the advantage of which tells me like have a lot of better tanks that aren't being fighting push over to cavalry front. I can't help it if I sound like Darth Vader. Rumor thinks I sound like Kylo Ren, who's also a Star Wars character. Very trade oriented on this kind of book, so let me have a look out. That's too, very standard. Which is fine, water maps McLean excels on. Okay, first pick Rosen Seal. This is okay. First pick Rosen Seal is okay. But the issue with this is that from first pick Rosen Seal, to ban around each tank. There's a fight available. There's a lot of focus on the high magic tips. You can ban on both first and library, Tiamat library. Helps you do magic. It's magic into Builder. This is a hero who struggles in secret magic. Yes, you can keep up to at least 3, yeah, let's say 3. This is the box for one shot build. Yep, we covered the host. We have Arteon Sparks. He will be in and out. So that's the time to time. I guess Valaball once again. Well, are you better or are you tied up?
What do you think of the validity of Sherry in a box like that without Chris? Still works?
In Valaball's box?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has enough support in his box to share an attack roll. I mean, there's no way to give her an external damage up buff without Chris, obviously, like Ring to provide power effect, but you can use things like Mass Attack or Gospel, or even Calculus cards in this box just to give Sherry random effects. That's with Lightbringer, because otherwise it's 2 tank problems. It's kind of forced to attack the cards. So it should be up to attack you. See. But I didn't have to Sonic though. That gave me that market instead. Still have 2 more things. On all of your fields, I've rolled against those machines, so obviously a target to potentially you could have felt like you're with assassination or bandits. So magic damage signal, die hard or history. So my co-host is Arteon Sparks, sorry. I don't think I actually put the title, so it's that momentarily. My bad. Set back to Greeks. So like, there we go. See the rest of it is banned up, which makes sense for Builder as the main tank.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ban too. Because now Liana can live everything.
Yep. Die Hard is a tricky one, being someone who's hybrid damage, obviously magical man. Obviously having magic damage troops and doing physical damage himself. It's still not a bad game, though, there's only can't be reliably assassinated by Epsilon, so it's still a good, so obviously great Atlanta builder there. It's good. So, sure. Still Epsilon Malabar side. So mostly now. Probably end up fucking too much. Let's take a look at skill selection.
これは必要な懲戒だ。
Although the Royal Cab obviously makes sense, we took strictly wanted. Definitely Steel Wing instead of trying to shoot Royal. Some Shiba A stick. See how so have 2 boats. Some collapse as well. Red Ham's up. Much like just to dispel the stacks. Epsilon, Steel. I feel like you might have been able to get a onslaught on Master Captain side from Shadowstone. But I guess since it's only like potentially not yet screwed it up. On the Captain side, see, I don't feel as if it's usually necessary to go to bring 2 boats. But let's get going and see. I feel like this is a mistake already. Don't need to hide Epsilon. Now it means on the next turn, the moment active as well. And it also gives your opponent the opportunity just to set up in a way where it doesn't check it. Malabar coming out with a very cheeky little play, but Toki to B-class, that makes it well by Lightbringer, very smart. And setting up Rush Act on Okay, so punishing people with more than box.
闇を砕く盾よ、真実の輝きを。
Do you have a preference on which side you prefer Sparks in terms of composition?
これが私の信じる心です。
Everything's pretty standard so far until they engage.
レーゲンブルクのために。
I don't think either side has a bad comp per se. I guess I'd be towards Valabar's side, it's a bit harder to break this comp. There's almost like a reliance on Epsilon to be able to snipe either Valabar's Epsilon or Toki.
Will does the Lugner debuffs go through the Rosensteel stacks? Like it's an aura, right?
Yeah, so Lugner's talent or sins, once an enemy hits 4 stacks, applies into throw, which you can plus Rosen's stacks. Then when you hit 7 stacks, it will attempt to silence you, which will one of Rosen's stacks is like to silence. The interesting skill selection, if you actually brought Holy Dragon Breath against Epsilon, ends up dispelling Epsilon's faction buff from it, so pretty much limiting Epsilon for the next rounds. There's no act against, so this Epsilon is very, very, very sad. Very lucky considering the amount of buffs this Epsilon has, but
Wow.
It's essentially you can do this practically unpunished. There's no counter to this blow. Very clever. Obviously, you can't really bring like here. You'll never get the stun up with Rosen. So usually, what I do myself is I'll bring like maybe Prayer or Holy Dragon Breath, depending on the matchup. Whether I need more burst healing or if I can offer a cheeky AoE, this Lugner has fairly decent in, especially if you build them. So Valabar with a very nice play there, making Epsilon virtually ineffective for the next 3 rounds. Buffalo coming down. Not bad, but it instantly transforms in the end. Almost debuffs get merged up. So, not too much to show.
死が君の罪を許すだろう。死が君の罪を許
Should
す。
attacks this time.
消えなさい、なんちゃく者。
Double setting
これが
some
私の
tiles.
信じる心です。
2 A shockwave. Do any. Bend this on the tower. Very, very. It's lucky, but at the same time, this is going to take out the soul. Crit doesn't even get troops.
死が君の罪を許すだろう。これは必要な懲戒だ。
Should attack. Potion is such a great skill. Transforms allies into hulks, and also applies a TRC effect for close combat. It only works once, but can be pretty clutch.
闇を砕く盾。 真
Damage
実
from
の
Lightbringer,
輝きを。
wiping out Royal Calves and Steamer. The Notion also applies 2 stacks of Sins before combat, which is also very useful.
帝国の敵を倒すのです。これが私の信じる心です。
See the activate on Epsilon. Kill on background. Kill this crit aura is taken out, so
Wow.
it's not surprising that it kills. It's smart from Valabar.
Yeah, there's no stacks or anything. I always thought he was gonna go for the puppet and just bully him down.
I don't feel like there's a need to try and set the puppet. I mean, yeah, that kill is practically guaranteed. But it's pretty clever breaking Hilda's anti-crit aura with Lightbringer after Hilda's active, because she can't get it back. It activates Epsilon. And there's still no punishment from Captain's Epsilon. It's not much. It could have melee one of the most of it at least. Essentially. So it's well played from Balabal though.
What did that Wetham have run? Was he just running standard sit? He wasn't running Windride, right?
No, he was running teleport. Let's go back.
Yeah. One thing to mention, like if you're gonna tank push with Wetham and they have Sins, and you have no expectations to dive in early, then you probably should just play it safe with Windride, especially if you're playing this hugging game, because he's very vulnerable if he hasn't dropped his sword at all. So this was, it should have been a good kill once the last rights is broken. Yeah, so if you are gonna push with them, Windride is a must.
I would imagine, like, this Wetham has very low defense and relatively high attack. I don't remember if Master Captain has his guard, but at the same time, I'm assuming this might actually just be an attack accessory Wetham. About how high the attack is. 1634 is maybe it's fully casted, I don't know. I don't really run Wetham anymore, so I'm not sure what the stat lines really look like. It's seemingly more of an attack-based Wetham. He's also running Crush, so like you said, yeah, no Windride. I think if he has Windride there, then he might go. But I think Balabite is doing about 40,000 damage.
Can you go back a turn? Like where the Wetham has an action, like the ability to do anything. Yeah, like right here, like he had to move forward just to let the Hilda in, right? So he couldn't attack without being punished.
Yeah, well, you don't necessarily have to get
Wetham
on the tower.
He could probably live at this state, the Pepsi attack, if he dropped his sword.
Yeah, he could also drop the sword. I'm assuming this isn't, which is why he also doesn't engage. I'm pretty confident this is an attack accessory, so maybe he feels he would get punished for going in. But if you know you're not going in, you simply just move Wetham to the tower, it increases survivability, better chance of using the Epsilon after your Hilda's crit aura gets broken.
Yeah, like you could keep that puppet like as far away too as possible. Usually, in this kind of matchup, you keep the puppet like way back, and if they want to overextend to go kill it, then you just take care of the threat that killed your puppet and just go from there.
Yeah, I mean this Lightbringer.
You don't.
Not after you, man.
But yeah, like I feel like has this. Because he doesn't have enough burst to take down the Lightbringer. Not with two healers. Unless Pepsi's going to be attacking as a Lightbringer, which is just a waste now.
Carry on. Be applying faction up with the having of spells. So. See here Sparks where Lucretia has 4 stacks. This activates Langrisser aura. So yeah, you can see the decrease in attack by the aura, so it does go through those stacks. It makes Logan a very good healer matchup to Rosa, especially against like single target team investors now, which they can. Because at some point they will have these sin effects in active. Using attack at like 15% is so good, especially against single target or reliant on very fine lines to kill stuff. And obviously, increasing the damage they take is really nice, especially with Balabal with Assassin. It's more than likely to guarantee kill.
これは必
Battle
要
Ball
な
changing
超過
into Holy. And against Hilda, so she don't care about plus advantage any.
闇を砕く盾よ真実の輝きを
Allowing it to do more damage. It also lets you get buffed by Light Ring from as previously stated. Okay, interesting.
Wow.
So Master Captain is running a Thorns Holy Arm Builder, which ends up killing Malabar's Kentucky, so generally this is not a build seen on Builder. This is more or less reserved for Freya. This is the first time I've seen Holy Arm. Well, it's not the first time I've seen Thorns Builder, but it's the first time I've seen Holy Arm Builder. So probably catching Malabar off guard there. Caught me off guard. Obviously with Thorns and Holy going off, it just instantly kills Kentucky, just way too much damage.
Yeah, look at those stats ahead of time. You'd be curious of what she'd be running because she, like, I guess the HP could be bad enchanted. It could be blood pack.
Yeah, I mean, pre-gods, this is the sort of HP you saw before gods were in the game, so you could think maybe these gods were a little low. I wouldn't be surprised if someone thought this was blood packs. I mean, that'd be my initial thought. That maybe they hadn't changed over to like maybe the new accessory or Angel Feather, but I guess with this high HP, Angel Feather is kind of out of the question. Yeah, interesting. It gives Master Captain a small way back into the game with Belival losing one of his main DPS units. But again, this Lugna Lightbringer combo is going to be very difficult to overcome.
死が君の罪を許すだろう。死が君の罪を許すだろう。
All stacks us into Epsilon, so he does less damage. Lightbringer taking Foot's first line. Don't be melee attack. Okay, another reflection performance. So, Pepsi doing very little damage there, so it's a go on.
人思考そして
They're getting beat by loops, 3C, some good damage.
The thing about this is, like, if he can somehow sustain this, he's winning the damage every time you smash into Hilda. She's doing way too much counter.
Yeah.
水晶よ帝国の敵を倒すのです
Okay, very nice from Balabar. He's left the enemy Epsilon Dragon for Actigo. Now Epsilon can get a free kill with score Balabar some good damage.
死が君の罪を許すだろう。
Odin's Battle Panel.
私があんたに与える最高の栄誉よ
Big Black Hole fell from Shiva, sounds of Epsilon, not too bad at this stage, considering he's never skilled the past anyway. Buff block on Ghana, which is fairly, which obviously negates the take those effects of Odin's to creation. Buff block on Lightbringer with a simple heal onto Rihanna will cleanse everything, but I think the ideal scenario here is just to Epsilon to here as long as the public listen. Yeah, so potentially a small mistake on Captain's part. I'm going to try and block Epsilon. Then I guess if you go around, you still need card range.
人思考そして
But very likely it's Rose and Silas trapped in the fog.
水晶よ帝国の敵を倒すのです
死が君の罪を許すだろう
But I'm still a little bit behind on damage.
これは
Not
必
healer
要
to
な
sustain
懲戒
Captain
だ
anymore. Rose's stat is also getting quite low.
正しい道を守り続けて レーゲンブルクのために
There goes Rose.
人思考そ
Yama's
して
also gonna go down. Load of creation before she goes down. MC already got 9
これ
stats.
は
So
必要な懲戒だ死が君の罪を許すだろう
maybe a misclick there for Valabon. I don't think you don't need rush axe though. Probably want the free combat one. Since Captain's always going to be trying to get ahead on damage to her.
死が君の罪を許すだろうこれは必要な懲戒だ
Still not viable to go down. No healing. No ton of life. She's got a warrior. But Pepsi just grips down Hilda. You think we should hold them to library? Yep, Captain runs away. You can really see the power of the the stacking sins, the reduction in attack and in making it harder for Captain to be able to bust through Balavage units. But it was nice that the Hilda was holding off. Very, very surprising catching but in the end, Pepsi really hard carried. Not too many ways to deal with Pepsi. Interesting watch. Yeah, about 6 debuffs. I mean, 7 if you manage to stack 7 sins onto an opponent. Instantly delete Rose and Seal stacks and applying 2 debuffs as well. His debuff pool is also pretty good. Obviously, standard attack int and down. But he also has a crit chance down, and crit damage down, skill down if I'm not mistaken, and damage taken and damage dealt. Oops. Very decent. I like him, he's definitely up there as one of my favorite. Sorry for the high utility. His main issue is probably spelling. I don't know if you use Sparks, but there only has one spell built to his 3C. It does happen before combat, so it does happen before healing, which is useful, but against the debuff versus the one that would pretty struggle. Hello to Ganzo and to Ganlicher. Nice to see you. But yeah, if you want to, if you have any thoughts on that, Sparks, feel free to voice them.
Well, I think it was like way closer than I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought that the Pepsi would have been able to snipe a lot easier with the damage dealt across the heroes, but that Hilda kept trucking along and we got to middle. So it was a longer match than I thought it was gonna be. Especially it got to like what 11.
Yeah, turn 11.
I thought it was gonna be. Oh, yeah, I thought it was gonna be over a lot sooner than 11.
I mean, you can really see the effectiveness of like Hilda's aura against assassins. A lot of assassins are very crit reliant to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So just stopping that cold is obviously extremely useful.
Oh yeah, you have to plan all your steps just to break the aura before you can even do anything. And a lot could happen on one turn.
Yep, someone sent me a DM, I don't know if it's of another game, but let's have a quick look. It's actually Sani. Cool, so yeah, Sani sent me a game casual. I'm assuming he wants me to have a look at it, so why not? Yes, we'll have a look. So we've got Sani playing against the champion. Or at least the champion account. I can't exactly say the player behind it is the actual champion. That'd be a big disservice to most of the community. But let's take a look. The champ with a weird composition box. We've got 3 healers. Sorry, 3 tanks, 3 healers. Polly, Verna. It's a box that doesn't make much sense. And yes, Sani, he's a fake Grenier main. You can't have Grenier as your profile picture and not put him in your box. But yeah, this box doesn't cohesively make sense. You've got a Rush Enabler, a Tank Push Breaker, probably the 2 best physical DPS in the game, which is standards. Klein is fine. Then you've got 3 healers, 3 tanks. Like, I don't know what Polly's doing in this box. You don't really enable anything else. And then Sani with a, probably one of the more interesting boxes in the community. It can be very hard to pick a ban around it. Especially if you don't know Sani very well. So yeah, let's have a look at the pick a ban. Picks up his Z2, bans out Z2. Uses Lugna and Elmer immediately. And Rosem, so he's got no healers. Sani picking up Clotaire, who can deal with Z2 very, very easily. Sparks, tell me if I'm wrong, but it's Holy Polly that can reach you turn 1, right? Lancer Polly can't reach, like, the front line, is it? I'm not sure if she
Lancer with like Apex boots, I think does the same thing as Holy with Divine boots.
Okay, so it might be Apex boots on this Polly, otherwise it's a bit weird. These picks aren't very cohesive. You pick Polly, but then you pick McLean, so I'm assuming you're trying to overwrite your own tiles? Lostum, who doesn't really follow up. Then let's pick Lightbringer, so there is 0 sustain in this box. 2 heroes that are competing for tile priority. But then Polly wants people to follow up, and only Z2 can. McLean doesn't reach, and neither does Lostum. Like, I already much prefer Sani's side. Like, Z2 has to kind of go through Polly, which is fine. You can probably just end up killing Z2 with Clotaire all in one go with the 3 soon. You've also got Ashimar. You can just, like, do prevent stun. Yeah, I'm a much bigger fan of Sani's pick ban here. Ashimar who prevents stun, limiting what Polly can do. You were right, Sparks. I do believe this is Apex boots, so this can reach what is it, the front tiles? So run here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she can reach here and only hit Sunny's poly. I believe that's how this works. Yeah, within 2 blocks. Okay, yeah, so it can only hit Sunny's poly.
洗礼を怒らせたら罰が下るわよ。勝負事ってゾクゾクしちゃう。
I don't really comprehend this. I'm assuming the idea is to just go in with the poly that all of them seem to, but then have 0 follow-up.
本気出しちゃうわよ。
Yeah.
ゼルダが刃を手に踊り、運命にたどる。
I'm not seeing what this accomplishes. I mean, you kill Polly, which is fine, but now you have 3 heroes in the back here who just don't follow up.
And Clotaire is going to remove the revives, and these are both dead.
You can't remove.
Oh, true, because he's immune. Yeah.
But there's a good chance this just dies to Clotaire. Like, these units are both dead this turn.
私の前にあまり酔いしれぬよ疾風太陽烈左よ闇を砕く盾よ真実の輝
So
き
now the champ has 3 units who just kind of sit there.
帝国と女王陛下のおために帝国と女王陛下のおために大臣にキスがいい
Oh wow, that is a very nice on Sunny's ball. Instantly killing the poly with turbo. Which is, I want to say surprising. I mean, Clotaire can do an absolute shitload of damage. It's got 2,000 attack, 81 natural armor. Let me just have a look at that again.
大臣にキスがいい
Yeah, this poly gets crit, which is fine. It takes 9k fixed damage.
Yeah.
And this Z2 also would have died without her units or debuffs. She would have died to fixed damage in one go.
I feel like he should have lost him and then Clotaired.
食らえ
Because then both would be dead right now.
Yeah, he definitely could have killed both. Maybe he didn't kill in one go at a 100% HP Zerato, since werewolves are fairly durable. But at the same time, Sunny's also got turn priority, which he doesn't need to surrender. This Lostum doesn't do anything. Can't follow up, it's got nowhere to swing to. McLean is still pretty far away. So, champ sending. Okay, I don't think still. Oh, not think those. Okay, bit of a surprise. I've seen.
Yeah, he needs some defensive terrain. Anything would have been better than that.
Yeah, I guess he wanted to maybe leave the space open, like trying to stay back. Maybe. I guess the other thing is something worth knowing is that if McLean uses his tiles on defensive terrain, he does delete the defensive bonus you would receive. I've tested this. I've used Osnum to swing to like a McLean tile and not receive the passive damage up. It already nullifies any bonuses you would receive, because it treats the tile as a stream or as a water tile.
So if you shoot the stream down the middle in another map, and then Lawson jumps to it, does he get his talent?
闇を砕く盾よ
So you get your talent effect where you get the extra stats, but you don't get the passive effect of his 3C, which is the bit that gives you the damage up. It's what do you call it? It's the same with like sitting on like a city wall on a McLean tile. Like if there's a McLean tile on the city wall, you won't benefit from the defensive bonus. It'll just treat that city wall as a water tile instead. And obviously water doesn't offer any bonuses.
So if you were to just basically lay down water tiles on like Windy Outpost or something, and then the player 2 tries to jump across, he's not going to get that damage up and he'll probably miss the kill?
More than likely. Well, he won't get the damage up. Getting the kill is dependent on obviously who you attack.
復讐が終わらない限り戦いも終わらない。
This is not gonna kill. Champ making a mistake here, using quicksand to devour a range with 2 ranged troops, so only lost him with attack. If he had attacked from above McLean, he would have killed Ashamar. Yeah, especially with the defense minus 20 people. So, mistake on this part, attacking from here instead of up. I can turn it on for other people's reference. Hold on. Sorry, I've got to turn animations on. Doesn't work on allies only. So yeah, see here. When he lost an attack, if the troops had attacked, she would have died. No doubt about it. So mistake there. Plane. Successful.
突撃
Champ got realizing Platerra's online, so now this McLean is most certainly dead. Yeah, 10k HP, this McLean 100% dies to Platerra.
怪人にキスがいい
12k crit. Oh no, okay. Not dead now.
Oh.
He will die to the fixed
Yeah,
damage.
if he moves, yeah.
They're living on 12k there, so only actually taking about 8.8k damage from Platerra.
So Slightburger should attack just to heal that McLean.
You do have to be careful with attacking with Lightbringer, so maybe one thing people don't realize about Platerra is that he gains an aura against people with its buff, where it allows all allies to gain +1 counter range. So you can attack into Platerra and Platerra will hit you back, and that is with troops as well. So I think of Platerra as a 2-range mage now. So any kind of 2-range attack, all of his units will be able to counter, including Lancer. So, going for the trade here. Take out Ashamar.
Yeah.
Lightbringer dead to Platerra.
私は女神に見捨てられたの
復讐が終わらない限り戦いも終わらない
I feel like maybe this is a mistake, being a bit greedy here. Probably should have just left your action on the tree.
You can't all in him just yet.
勝負事ってゾクゾクしちゃう
Now he can. He's not gonna snipe though.
Again, he's making the same mistake. He's attacking from 3 range with 1 range troops, which only increases their range to 2, which means they can't follow up. And attacking at 3 range. So again, the same mistake made by the same guy. Which obviously
Very interesting plays from the previous season champ.
a lot of basic mistakes being made here.
These are panic mistakes at this point.
Yeah, Yeah, I guess you could call it that. I mean, you should be able to think that, okay, I have one range troops. They can't attack from 3 range because Lurker's bow only increases range by 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2. Very, very simple math. Not sure what's complicated here about him not attacking from 2 range, but it's never hit though.
勝負事ってゾクゾクしちゃう。
Sunny not even desperate measures. This is more than my play. Yeah, probably another panic play. Can assassinate the Lancer, but Cecil H would summon another. And now you're extremely vulnerable to being outturred twice in one turn now. 1 3C, 1 normal attack, and basically die.
勝負事ってゾクゾクしちゃう。
Oh,
The Fireball has an advantage against the infantry, so it should
大
just
臣にキスがいい。
destroy him. Let's see the
帝
animation.
国と女王陛下のおために
It's on. Okay.
大臣にキスがいい。
Oh yeah. Good right through.
yeah, I mean, I believe that the single target part of Cortez 3C is actually a 1.7 multiplier. So, you know, dealing a fair amount of damage, making it about a stronger sword soul, I believe. But yeah, a lot of basic mistakes coming out from the previous season's champs, and Sunny just exposing mistakes he's made, making very close. There was a guy from your guild who had games, I believe? It's Echo?
Yeah, Echo of Light's got that Cliff Elbridge match. That's the most recent one.
Well, I'm just going to show
We could go over.
my games before got moved on to Echoes, just to showcase one hero with the. So, yeah. Which game would be better? Probably the one against Sinai. Probably one. Might not appreciate this me putting it on stream, but. So, yeah. I think there is a. I am now using a picture in my box thanks to a casting skill. I am getting more and more to using more strategic master units in my box where I can. Currently, I have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 in my box. So just under half my box is strat. And hopefully it'll be more than half when Renshaw comes out. Since I should be able to add back Torah, so hopefully have some new things to show me. Sure. Z-Knight, also playing a tank push box, but with SP Matt, who doesn't really fit that kind of composition. So yeah, Z-Knight bans up my Z2. My Z2 isn't really meant to like bust tank, she is Demon Slayer Clock, which is more utility focused. I ban out his Rosen, there's no Abara within this comp, so it makes more sense just to ban Rosen and belts. Fighting Rosen sometimes can feel like impenetrable, which I'd rather not. So yeah, I picked my own Rosen. There's no reason not to, I still have 3 tanks. Z2 forcing me into a tank with banning out the end of my break bill, forcing me into fix. But forcing me into a tank is only up to 1. Picks McLean first. So in this matchup, there's no real reason for me to pick her. Even though she can delete his tiles, there are plenty of aquatic tiles on the map, which kind of diminishes dominating formation. It just makes more sense to pick a Lucia who can pick on his tiles at all times. So I end up banning out Tang, trying to force him to hit the tank. Pick up Lucia, Matsu, fence up McLean Barrow so I can't hold his tiles and I can't just turtle. Pick Sissy here, which is interesting. Assuming he was trying to get any in space, but you should never allow Kentucky when someone picks Sissy White. Or vice versa, like you shouldn't allow Sissy White if someone's picking Kentucky. When I pick up a tank mod here, it gives me a way around the main tiles because I can just teleport. Depends on Lustum and Kaguya, which is fine. Lustum probably doesn't make too much sense. Lustum can't really deal with playing too well in this map, and he doesn't have too many things to swing to. It would make more sense to ban out Iora here. Right, pick him because there's another DPS, you can potentially have a follow-up after it and tank more aim. Picking up Ailment last, just go. I have a lot of sustain. Hello, the single sword. So I actually also bring Sorks this game in Cairo. I need to make sure I am able to kill some of these units. Main idea is to use a Dankmore to chip, and then have a Cairo follow through. Unfortunately, I can't pick Kaguya every game, but what I can do is pick other units that are my favorites. Should definitely be still a joke like back in like season 6. As you can see, I can keep my healers outside of my guard range. She has 3 units that bypass guard. It's not actually too relevant whether they sit next to one or sure or not. So Z-Knight's setting up some more tiles, but it's not too relevant since I can always teleport. Well, so this is where Alusha is really good. Z-Knight not actually reading what Alusha does, so with 3C active, it negates all actigens, all units who try to activate and then block, so it stops Lustum instantly. As you can see, debuff cannot receive actigens, so now Lustum is just a sitting duck outside of guard range. So obviously I punished the mistake just by telling him that Potential small misplay on my part. I should have moved Dankmore 1 down. Pepsi can still reach, and there's no reason for me to try and trade here. But I just go down, and then Pepsi can't reach, and I also maintain turn priority. But he does Actidote. Not sure why he summoned there, but see Pepsi goes in for kill. Instantly kills himself and falls flex damage. Probably not. Is it called Nebula Sword, which is flex damage. Actually, some of the infantry and Epsilon or attack would result in something faster to the flex damage. So yeah, Z-Knight's basically traded away 2 DPS units, and now it's Alusha, who's pretty hard to kill. 2 healers of Hydra against McLean. So yeah, it's just McLean as the only DPS left. McLean going for the Actiga. And instantly being having his action turned off because his aura is still on. Again, it negates the act against the box, so it just instantly ends with the opponent's turn. Even if vulnerable to Kagura. And he actually just concedes instantly though. There's a good chance I can just one-shot McLean at that point. And then in the grind game, it's Cecil H and Langrisser versus two healers, Lucia and Kagura. I just put the shot the game as well. It's another shoulders. First pick over ship here. I don't need to fight my gun. You can see maybe going for a bar here, which is doing better against my type of box. So instead, Germany don't try to rush to the enemy side, try and kill a borrow. And we're normally playing this game, which comes in handy for playing the borrow. C2, so I think the C2 is that Lucia is a fairly decent tank counter to her. Obviously, the negate accident aura means she can't jump next to you. And she can't dispel Lucia's water either, thanks to Lucia's exclusive. Which means when she gets attacked, she will always apply it's called Tidal Surge buff, placing her in water. More aggressive side and be a little more defensive, but I've got units that can virtually hit borrow. It's also got more buffs for a borrow either. So yeah, I just advance forward, there's no reason not to. I guess technically I am on a timer, I don't really want a borrow to transform. Or I don't want to be transformed tomorrow. So you can see me I guess, quote-unquote, rushing. It's more, I'm pushing as far as I can because I know I can't be punished for it. And I guess that's something people need to realize is when they can be a bit more aggressive with their
竜がバンコクを支配する。
So yeah, so setting up tiles here because the Die Hawk were released. I don't really want Die Hawk going in and potentially sniping one of my units. So this slows him down. Since he was also placed in water and I have Pirate Raiders, I actually end up stealing his breeze buff. So yeah, again, just advancing forward. No reason not to. So you can't effectively reach any one of your opponents, but by McLean, certainly reach Epsilon. So I attempted to kill that, and I did hit it. I feel like maybe the crit was semi-important there on the pirates. See towards the end, pirates crit Epsilon, a little bit more damage. See here, I've kind of got newbie against the wall quite literally with main tiles and just all his units right next to the block. So this is how you sort of exert pressure, even if they tank push against the borrow. Like this Aboro can also only is forced to transform next turn. He can't wait another turn, otherwise he dies in the fall. So he can't actually ignore guard.
お前の肉体も意志もゼルダが断ち切る。
See here, Yugi also not reading what Alusha does, negating act against it box. So Zerator is just stuck there instantly. So he doesn't do anything, which means I can set my own leisure. Diehard can obviously, but he can only Alusha right now. Then what I can do is just quite simply block the rest of the units by setting up water tiles from this square. See, he runs away there. It's a bit hard for him to come back from that. Dragon can't ignore guard. Die part is basically the main mission there because I can pretty much just kill Z2 at any point. Just thought I'd show off Alusha with a new casting. Someone sent me a game. So, against Crossley casual. So I will do this game first, and then Sparks, we can look at Emerald's game.
I might have to leave after this one. You have to do Echo by yourself.
That's fine. So now we got both sides of the box. So I guess something to note is the Crossley account. They do is Zanshin's account. I would have to double check just to make sure, but I'm almost certain this is Zanshin's account. But a lot of people are starting to box Arteon now, which is I wouldn't say surprising. Seems quite Arteon is not everyone's working or IPC anymore, so you can definitely mention who don't run a lot of healers that are wearing electric headwear. So more tank push orientated tanks. I say tank push, it's more trade orientated. It's got tanks and killers, so very meta, I guess.
I feel like it could use like one more healer. It's very easy to ban pick and set up a weakness.
Yeah, you just ban Rosen usually, and then you can sort of deal with as they come from. Tanks just become extra life fixes at this point. They can take it, and that's all they really do outside of life range. So yeah, Benzok and makes a lot of sense. You don't really want to give Z2, like if an opponent picks Z2, you don't really want to give Wetham, but she can just jump instantly still. So Ashimov, support hero. I'd like to see an Heart picked here. As this guy has picked Arteon, I'd like to see an Heart being picked. You can just totally shut Arteon down, get his active in. Yep, do see it. It's nice to see. So yeah, thanks Dan's up with that. I was pretty confident that it was Zanshin again.
痛くないから勝負事ってゾクゾクしちゃう本気出しちゃうわよ
食らえ
闇を砕く盾よ、真実の輝きよ。疾風、太陽、熱さよ、我に祝福を。疾風、太陽、熱さよ。
書き消えろ、煙のように。
This feels like maybe a mistake on Rush's part. I don't feel as though you need to, I mean, yeah, there's no one to take and kill both of your lives instantly, which you are in the world, but you also can't advance unless you're looking to try and tell them to turn 1. No, I personally don't like this play.
I think he wants to jump. I think he wants to jump with Zerida, that's why he's so far out there.
But do you just jump Zerida to try and kill Hollow?
Maybe he's gonna what's his kit? Is he AoE? Is he gonna try to stop back against too?
Yeah, he does have AoE. It looks more like the... Well, it has the anti-AoE steal. Sorry, anti-active steal. So yeah.
ゼルダは刃を手に踊る。運命をたどる。ゼルダは刃を手に踊る。運命をたどる。
エルダールの怒りの炎に焼かれろ。
Hello. So this Z2's kind of stuck.
私の前にあまり酔いしれぬよ。
Yeah, the city won't let you live. But you're on a extremely low HP. Interesting play from Kamiros there. Bringing Z2 away from her ball into the tile, and actually ended up killing her. Very, very nice play here. Very clever. Let's go. So yeah. First AoE being enough to take her first life, the second AoE being stronger, able to rest. Stretch your enemies with right, so potentially. Okay, no. This is the correct play. I was thinking maybe better go instead of go. Yeah, actually makes more sense because we're at 5, so when it comes back at 10%. Oh, I can turn down the big sounds for you. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you.
Why transfer right there? I guess it doesn't matter at this point.
It does. At that point, it doesn't really matter. There's nothing there that can, like you've already broken the shit's about to attack both. McLean isn't going to kill you on a city. You got way too much damage reduction at that point. So you kind of, it's one of those where you can bait McLean, he won't do any damage. You can bait Lucretia, she won't do any damage. There's only really Arkin then still an Ashamar and a Lostum in the back. Okay, in Q's defense he says transfer there for the bully, asserting dominance. I mean, it's not untrue, I mean, it's not much. I'm not sure if it's actually Zanshin playing the account, or if it's somebody else. I'm not too up on whose account these days. But yeah, let's have a look. Again. I'm seeing it later, right? So. There it is. Echo's games last year, so it's not against well, Target. So, what do you actually know about Echo then, Sparks? In terms of like, able to.
Sorry?
So I was asking, what do you know about Echo in terms of?
This is like when he joined our guild, we kind of coached him into tank push, and since his troop training wasn't great, we just kind of put him to settle AoE tank push, less to think about, you know, just clutter around your tank, and hopefully you just come bombard them. But he went from being backseat coach to playing by himself, which was what we want all people to gravitate towards, right? They don't really rely upon someone to make the decisions for them. So that's where he's at right now. He's just slowly getting better at making the right decisions and ban picking properly. So we'll see what happens here. Sometimes, though, unfortunately, if you're a dad, you got kids juggling on you, you can ban pick properly. So I heard that's what happens here.
Okay, well, that's all about that. I think I'll let you mostly have the you know more about Echo in terms of like how he plays. Like, I'm more than happy just to point out more interactions. So just let me know if you want to say something.
Sure. I guess what we need to like educate him on is like what he needs to know about his like kill thresholds. Like what will kill you? What is more dangerous statistically in each box, right? So like a common threat for, unless you have obscene stats, is going to be 0 to 2. So you should probably ban 0 to 2, and then have ways to deal with the other things. Like if you are sin proof, you should not need to ban Pepsi. You are immune to heal reversal. You shouldn't need to ban wet ham. Like ban the other things around that.
Yeah, you don't see very high.
And you've given Zerda now like additional damage on troops. There's a really high chance she just one-shots you now. We're gonna really, hopefully the Sophia buff is enough.
I mean, I guess Echo's got the advantage of having 2 tanks, so even if you use one, you have another platform. But at the same time, this 4 DPS serial, I mean, don't get me wrong, 3 of them do struggle against Griffs. I guess it's kind of dependent who has guard priority. I would imagine you still take out Lightbringer first in this instance, since she's a bit harder to deal with overall.
Well, the big problem I see here, I can already kind of predict, is he's probably going to prevent Act again, and that shuts down Jintoki and Kagura. So he probably is going to have Reader's debuff right now.
I wouldn't say that's wrong. So let's have a look. That's just saying that. Not a lot of
Was
character.
there a sin? There wasn't, right? I don't know why the shrine made it.
No,
There's no sin, right?
no sin, but this is pretty much a guaranteed revive. There's no aura that disables, especially if you're just going to bring AoE spaceship for AoE. There's nothing that.
No, but like for her to bring shrine maidens and there's no sin, you should just bring fairies or swords.
Oh, you're talking about Kaguya. Yeah, like you should 100% just bring
Yeah.
fairies in this instant. They do much more damage. Maybe he's just kind of set on seeing people play, and where most people end up maidens. Normally, because there is an assassin, you are trying to live. I also admit it's a little bit low on the intelligence side. I'm not sure what his god stats are like, but there should be at least another 100, 150 in here. I don't know. I don't know what his stat lines look like, but it looks like it's good.
Was he
defense.
under Baldur? We can't see that, right?
No, replays don't show you which gods people are playing.
Yeah.
So interesting that he brought Guardian Infantry on Chris and Rogue Protectors and Lightbringer. Personally, I think you'd probably want to do that, honestly, because now your Lightbringer is even more vulnerable to being shot by C2.
Yeah, like, or just if you're nervous about what they bring, even Templars could be somewhat safe because if you unicorns on the IBC, and it's somewhat better against magic. So you're at least covering 2 out of the 3, but yeah, those don't do anything against. I mean, I guess they do strong against magic, but not very well against. Yeah, I'd have to do my own tests.
Something valuable I noted is that he brought Heaven Sanction against Rosa. It's probably the best AoE to bring that she does have. He'd be in a much better position if he had actually just brought Arcane Plus this game. There's 4 Holy Mage units on the battlefield, so there's no reason to. It's not necessarily that they'll pop up, it's just that it'll do significantly more damage than Heaven Sanction. Like, there's not like there's an epsilon in the game where, okay, I need to be able to break a shield. Okay, buff block on token. So we can't transform. Zero to hit. Oh, Balance Blade's Zero though. Fuck Balance Blade, interesting. Assuming at this point Echo hasn't read what Phase Shift does for Lana. And for anyone that doesn't know, Phase Shift gives Lana, the hero herself, 75% damage reduction. So on a tower, this thing is supremely tanky to lots of damage. So, especially with a Lightbringer having a damage dealt up as well, this thing is going to exactly 0 damage, and now it's Kaguya, but she's not one card yet. But your Lightbringer's in a very precarious position. Cliff can just move C to that. Basically, shove the snow in this range. Just in the second option. Buffs, no people. Buff block completely shutting down Kaguya. She also can't act again, so. Potentially,
Is it dispellable for her?
Yeah, so all of these debuffs are dispellable, but he's already hard committed Radiant Glow and Sophia when Risha Black Gold, so she Black Gold turned 1, Echo points position to get them. So he's forced to respond, but now Echo's in a position where can't all of his units are extremely important to AoEs or being one shot by a C2 move. Down. So Echo going in. So yeah, you said he was a dad, right? So there's probably it's probably not checking what debuffs he has, considering Sarada just applied anti-active den effect. So obviously now again, it's just gonna sit there and I do believe. Yeah, you could have just reached and hit Lana, or maybe you're like, yeah, you could have hit Lana, but now your game is just a sit and don't eventually get into any AoE. I think it's so personal.
The one thing I would probably add with this is if you're able to identify like what the enemy can do, like if they can AoE. Like in this situation, Lana's probably AoE. There's a good chance maybe other people are going to be AoE. Don't bring Rewind if Sophia's your only healer. Bring Mass Heal. Open with Mass Heal.
Yeah, I mean, unless you have time on AoE, you'll always have either Radiant or Low Mass Heal at every other turn. So yeah, you should just take this out.
Because it, like he didn't have a tank, so you didn't have to play the Rewind game. You just had to like pick off one or two and then just grind them down.
Yep. I think a lot of it also comes down to reading what buffs you actually had, maybe distracted. It certainly seems that way. You did say it was a dad, so we might just focus on the game. There's a lot of simple mistakes here, like not reading what buffs are actually required.
But yeah, like deep, like if you just take away the misplays, just one thing is to identify the ban pick and what the unit can do. Like just kind of just don't go in with like a set like what units bring every single time kind of mentality. Adjust your healer or your DPS to what the enemy has. Like you talked about the Arcane Blast. Those are all mages. They have the advantage against mages and Holy. Bring Arcane Blast. Even if they have Frozen Seal, you could still chunk them really hard.
Yep. It's also about,
and then the Sophia.
Yeah. Like, there's no like preset build on every character. Normally, it's a fairly interchangeable skill slots. I wouldn't say there's too many units that are like, yeah, I'm dead set on bringing skill A, B, and C all the time.
Like if you get Elma by herself, for example, against that, and you know they're going to bring only AoE, there's a good chance maybe you don't bring Mirror on her. You just bring Mass Heal, 3C, and single heal. Because if you can only do one heal against AoE, then you're basically shut down. So that's something to also think about with that box.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up with one healer, 2 tanks against practically a full team, so there's not too many responses. He had 2 DPS. Both were very vulnerable to buff blocks, so you can see why they brought Psychic Corruption on Grisha there, effectively shutting both of them down. Yeah, and like Valabar said, you could also drop the Fresh Steel again just to keep yourself some. Like maybe break Scepter of Divinity on the mages or Gift of Eternal Life. Something that helps slow down the enemy so you can slowly chip away at them. But yeah, keep Scepter a game, where it has I guess Sunny Harry plays it down. So,
I have to take off now. Thanks for having me, Cecil.
no problem, thank you for joining this spot. So, I'll still continue on, I'll still be around for a little while. To
Oh yeah, I'll PM you when you're done, or just PM me when you're done.
no problem. Thanks for joining. So yeah, you have Sunny Harry piloting to count state of the message, bring this deal. So a very single target point box on each side. Hold on the side. Kind of a hybrid box, being able to do little bits of everything on your dedication to either single target or I'm not too big of a fan of like hybrid boxes if they're not more tank push orientated. It's generally a bit fairly vulnerable. Your opponent can defend it, but they're more than a final strategy. So units like SP Max, me personally don't get these type of points very well. I can just dedicate SP Max to more of a focus box or at least a brush box. So here, burn the diagram, Cecil, Z2, IPC, and Rank. It was okay here, a little bit slow. One of the issues with back here is that I feel like the guild might try to turn 1 by making SP out, since he has IPC and Dagger, upset for turn 1 jump. But then the issue then becomes follow-up. And SP Mount is also extremely vulnerable to die hard. This unit makes for a good counter to SP Mount. Generally take fairly minimal damage as a control, it's more about how many berries you have left. And obviously you've got a way to cleanse on its debuff. You can also just potentially cancel it. Maybe a little bit harder with options, but see how it goes. Stick it to itself. Seeing less resist to it. But that makes you to stun speed, condition. So this should start the map from top block Tokyo. CPL set up IBC formation on Z2. Starts with tank busting. I generally think it would have been better maybe to different this to the IVC buff to a Dankomar, you don't necessarily have to just have him strike on the floor. Not too sure about this. This gives you a Z2 Soul Scrub, which is fine. But now your Z2 is kind of way out of position. Which is also extremely vulnerable to being stunned by Diehard. It's also a transformation thing as well. Very nice damage there for messing with that for every single. It's also going to be able to jump back. Din's already transformed, so looks like 2. Gold down. Gotta steal spell. You have to spell seeds as well. Diehard goes down. Surprise there. Burner, but I still kill. Keep up their significant C2 fairly, but I think 17 should be. First strike, so Burner goes down to it. A little bit on Sammy's side. If you don't get the buff there, the C2 is 100% dead. Yep. Tuba, breaking it back a hole. No. Cecil just barely. But is dead to fixed damage since this is more than pushing, it's not steel there. So it would die without any kind of like AoE follow-up, sure. Yes, so I'm left command, I'm not so much sure. Lightbringer for most of my sense. Stops Cecil from being picked.
しました。また次回。
俺を止める者は
Gonna let Cecil kill.
俺を止める者は何もない。
Get Vibrator's first line. Super to that.
前科進軍。奴らの陣形を崩せ。
Yes, one of the issues here is how do you win? This IBC has no skills and would have to melee getting kill herself. So I guess all you have to do is just make sure. Guaranteed kill. Very cool. Further damage forest.
闇を砕く盾よ、真実の輝きを。
Run around the kill, but now the Zach's will be done. And also has time priority. So down goes sure. And now Iron Blood's dead. And there's no way after you can deal with him. Just doesn't have the skill set to deal with. So yeah, that's pretty much likely to go down. For a little steam, so yeah. Just in character by the end, basically killing every single one of them. So got a little bit unlucky with the Verno. Definitely should have killed C2 without the Tenuous to spell and debuff. Which means your kid is able to then exploit abilities. Mistakes here and there. I feel like Leo can play this a little better, maybe more better. And pushing your Z2 up so far just to get a soul scrap out of the fancy unit. Yep. So a little bit vulnerable. Well, Sandy didn't play that too bad with someone who's on single target. Definitely see the mistakes in this game though. If anyone else has any games to share, you can feel free to send them via chat or just let me know what it's on server, Twitch chat. I will find you. I personally haven't got anything more to share. As games, I just want to show up and I'm sure. Jobs to Smash Runs. I don't know if anyone else has got any games, like I said, send them off. Almost going 2 hours, so I'm to end this now. Just let you know. there, so do have a game set by Battleball. It's or I should say, it's better known as Hackworld, for those who are more familiar with that name. So, already discussed Battleball Sparks. There's on the side here against screen. So yeah, the Rash single target or on a single target trade box. So see two hand out Battleball side. Boston. Choose a swim on this one for Boston. Battleball, Lightning. It's quite well planned. So yeah, maybe a little bit surprising for some people, but Local being banned in the second phase isn't too surprising. Single target box, that's too much around potential. She would send attack and increase aura. It's a good chance assessing units who have very fine lines of going. Definitely just aura. So you see Russian obviously banned out. Yeah, to see it's a frozen seal. Obviously just got quite Lightbringer. I'm not too big a fan of frozen seal. The Lightbringer buff is nice, but the decrease in stats I don't like. It does also give access to 10, but I still prefer Mage. They both have their pros and cons. Mage has more stats, but it's always faster and more. It's only they can get away with some headwear or the headgear. Even though they don't have it stats. Yeah. Interesting on the side, very aggressive assassin box. Someone might know slightly better than I do, but I'm not entirely sure if any of these units can Sherry outright. Especially if it's the Asteroid's Glory of the Lord build. I don't think any of them can. I think Epsilon can if he has enough stacks. But I don't think Diehard can rely on almost. Especially if you sit Sherry on defensive terrain, then it definitely becomes an impossible kill. Yeah, Elma definitely being the better pick here, since it just shuts down Diehard. There's no way Diehard kills any of these units now. It also shuts down McLean if he brings elementals, since they do magic damage. Kind of forces him to bring pirates. Nope, still gonna bring glacials, which is fine. They're just gonna do less damage. I'm not sure if I like Shinobis here. There's at least... There's 3 units here. Well, there's 2 units that are immune to fixed damage immediately. Both of these are. And then this can't die to fixed damage. And Lustum already can't kill McLean. So I'm not too sure about Shinobis here. They're also crit reliant to do the fixed damage.
I guess one other thing to potentially mention with the Sherry pick here is that it's actually pretty effective at dealing with Polly. I believe it can take both lives in one go since she has 2 actions. 3C into Shadow Rage should be enough to kill. Very, very, very close to killing there. The damage reduction is just, yeah, when forced into battle. So yeah, 20% DR alongside Last Rites, which is what, 60% total? Then Defense Command. I do wonder if there was no Lightbringer Defense Command, whether you would have died though in one go. It wasn't too far off from killing you. But yeah, this is most certainly Judge Talisman, so yeah, more damage. OB Lostums definitely can't kill this. Again, Sherry being able to tank. Good damage from Lightbringer. And yeah, Kuma's just gonna run away here. There's a very good chance Sherry's just gonna punish 2 units here. So, this is something I do a lot. I underestimate Sherry's tankiness quite a bit. She's quite durable. And with both Die Hard and Lostum threatening that kill, it basically means Sherry's able to Shadow Raid, Die Hard, kill him instantly, and then follow up and pick someone else off. So, I guess you can see Sherry's place in the box as a potential not so much anti-single target, but almost like anti-assassin unit. Especially if you build her bulky enough to live stuff as Valabar's done. I do think, without Lightbringer's plus 10% defense aura there, your Sherry would have died immediately. But I guess it's good for you to know that threshold where, okay, my Sherry can just about live, and sometimes it's only just about living and being able to punish. And I guess Die Hard also failed there because you had set up Miracle and brought back most of your angels. Just check the time. Yep, coming up to 2 hours, so I'm happy to do one more game and then I'm gonna call it a day there for the stream. It is somewhat late here, and my voice is getting quite hoarse, so I'd like to give it a break. So yeah, if anyone would like to send through one more game, I'll review it, and then I'll call it a day there. And in the meanwhile, I will quickly do this gold event. that was quick and easy. I haven't been sent another game, so I am pretty happy to wrap things up here. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully it was informative. In the future, I am looking to try and get a new mic in the future. It's definitely one of my priority purchases. Hopefully pick up my voice a little bit better. I haven't had too many issues so far, at least no one's told me, but if there's anything where you think I could improve the stream or anything, feel free to send me a message. Quite warm. But yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in, Ganzo. Should be back either next Friday or Saturday, I believe. I don't think I've got anything planned. We'll need to check with my other co-hosters and Sparks and Moondoggy. Moon couldn't join this time, he was a little bit busy. And obviously Sparks could only stay around for so long. And maybe in the future might get some other veteran Langrisser players to share their views on Apex. I think it'd be interesting to hear from other people. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.